Yeah, all right, I know the frequency is not in use, so this is C4FM net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. I'm pretty sure we have any priority traffic, but I'll ask. Or emergency. Nothing heard. We don't want to waste time if we're going to, well, there's never been emergency traffic. I hope there never is. But if there is, call 911 and then talk to us. Can't call 911, talk to us anyway. Real help. For information on that, you can go to YouTube and put my call, K4PEW, in the search block, and it will bring up, you have to enter, of course, and it'll bring up the premiere, and you can click on that, and it'll have, you'll be able to see the screen on my radio, but on the analog meter I have. Hold on one second. Minor adjustment there. I'm hoping everybody can still hear me. Michael, are you able to hear me okay? Yo, Michael. Yo, anybody.
Loud and clear.
Ah, okay, very good. Good to hear you, Tom. Haven't heard from you in a little bit. Hope you're doing well. But let me move on. It's K4PEW. And where I was. Oh, yeah. You can go to and see the screen on my. I had to look. I had the bad radio connection there for a moment, so that's why I had to stop. But you can see the display on my SWR power meter here, and it shows relative signal strength for you and for others that check in here. So you can see that. You can also listen to the net there if you can't hear the other stations. You can hear it on YouTube. So you can also go to 146.415.net, some information on Simplex. You go to groups.io for, I guess, signing up for our email system, which there's 202 or 3 people there. You can ask technical questions. You can get reminders for the nets. You can hopefully get answers to those technical questions. You can sell equipment, and if there's stuff for sale, you can buy equipment. You can also send out just information related to ham radio that you run across that may be of interest to others. If you're in Tennessee, because like I said, 200 people is a pretty good mailing list. And last but not least, you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night here on 146.415. We're continuing tonight with our Cavalcade of Nets, which follows with the 144.240 after this net. That's upper side band, 144.240. And on the 6 meters, 50.135 upper side band, and then on to 223.415, which is on FM. We already did 3 nets. We did the DMR, D-Star, and C4FM nets at 7, 7:15, and 7:30 respectively on 146.460, and then start at 7 o'clock, and then goes on to 7:15, and then 7:30 for those 3 nets respectively. Yeah, respectively. All right. Purpose of that is to have fun. Figure out what you can hear, what you can't hear. Try to figure out how to come up with some cash. Get a second job. Pay for a good antenna and a higher antenna. We don't want to take money away from your family. That's always comes first. Always. This is just a hobby. It's not a competitive enterprise. Even though we call it competitive, like on the contest, it's not competitive. It's just a hobby. If you have the money, and the XYL says it's okay, then you do it. And never incur the wrath of the XYL over ham radio here. And the announcements, my big announcements, of course, were those nets. We also have a net on Sunday night. It's tomorrow night at 28. It's at 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. 28.415, same as we do on Wednesday nights. And it's at 7:30. It's 28.415 upper sideband. It moves on to 29.415 FM, and then on to 223.415 on FM for the second of the weeks, or third of the week's 223.415 nets. Does anybody else have? Oh, the announcement, the big announcement, of course, is next Saturday. Next Saturday is the Ham Fest in Lebanon. You don't want to miss that. Please, I say please. It's for your benefit as well as it is for the other people that show up as vendors. There's going to be 4 commercial vendors there. You can go to go and do a search on the web. It's HamQuest 2020-23 Lebanon and Tennessee. You can't miss it really. Also, let's see what else. The ham quest. Also, since that messes with our breakfast, I don't want to mess with the breakfast. We have a perfect opportunity to have the breakfast the following Saturday, which is going to be the 29th. But it still puts us in order for 2 weeks, and then the second Saturday in August, and the fourth Saturday in August, right in order. So Ham Quest did us not a favor, but it just fits in very well with our breakfast, and we don't want to miss a breakfast or a ham fest. Anyway, does anybody else have any other announcements?
What you're trying to say is you want us to be hungry next Saturday and go to the ham fest.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some food there, and I'm pretty sure there is. Somebody fill me in. Tom, do you know?
I do not know the particulars, but it has surprised me. You couldn't buy a burger there.
Yeah, I thought what's inside, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be some vendors inside, or at least one vendor inside.
Yeah, there's going to be food. I saw it.
Okay, very good. Just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure most of you can work up a bowl of cereal or a piece of egg and a slab of bacon for breakfast before you run over there. And make sure you be there at 8. Be there at 8. You don't want to miss anything.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
There will be a food vendor there on the back side of the building as you approach it from the back front. That's where the bigger parking lot is, and they'll be set up just outside the door of the entrance to the building.
Very good. There is food. There is food. Do not dismay. Do not abort. There is food available Saturday if you don't get up in time to eat breakfast at the house, or to stop by somewhere and pick up food. But yeah, there'll be food there. Don't worry about that. In fact, most of us can go without a meal. Okay, I'm not saying nothing, but we can go without food.
Just give me coffee.
That's right. Coffee is the lubrication that keeps ham radio going. Let's see. Any other announcements before we move on? All righty. Very good. Things have been going swimmingly, I think, on the net. So tonight, this is net number 916. We're starting from the west, but we go the first time check-ins and mobile and short time. People short on time, please come first. Come now. Okay, no people are short on time. Just want to make sure no people are short on time tonight, or first time check-ins. Don't be skittish. Oh yeah, people mobile. All right, we don't have any of those. Very good. Then we'll start from the west. Please come now. Very good. Got Joel in there. All right, doing all right, Joel?
Yeah, not too bad. Sitting there watching the Newsmax, watching this Bud Light, actually cheaper than water in some U.S. stores.
Did you see the new beer that somebody started?
No, I didn't.
It's called, oh shoot. Just look it up. Look up under new. I think it says, it's called Right Beer, I think. Right Beer.
Oh, I think I heard somebody talking about it. And I think you're right on the right track with it. I'm not sure if it was that or not, but I did hear somebody talking about it at work the other day. Another guy was talking to one of my coworkers about it. And it's the first I had heard any of it, but Trump just went off the air just 2 seconds ago, and the first story that comes across is it. I swear it's unbelievable the times we're living in. I swear.
Oh, it's even weirder than that. I just read that article about that beer, which I'm pretty sure it's called conservative light beer or something like that. And a right beer, conservative right beer. And then it goes on to say, the beer was being brewed. I don't remember where it said it was, but the brewer said go elsewhere because you're not woke enough. Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it's ultra right beer. Woke American beer.
Ultra right beer. That's what it is, Joel.
Woke free American beer.
Woke free. And the brewer who was making the beer for them quit, told them to get lost because they weren't woke enough.
I like the woke free. That's classic.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, if you have enough beer, you won't be woke. That's for darn sure.
Well, technically, I don't have a dog in this fight because I don't drink at all.
No, I don't either. I haven't had a beer in probably 12 years. I'm not bragging. It's just that my wife grew up with an alcoholic, and she doesn't. Well, she not that she doesn't get upset about it. It's just easier for neither of us to drink.
Oh no, there's no question about it. And if you can't handle it, I don't recommend it because I couldn't, and it caused me a lot of problems early in my life. And yeah, man, I went through hell and back with it. It was not good. Luckily, I quit by the time I was 24. I started early, probably 12, 13 years old. I lived in the country, of course, and there was nothing else to do. And it was relatively easy to get because everybody around us was alcoholics too. So it wasn't a problem at all. And started time too earlier before that even. And yeah, finally I went to the windshield of my truck, broke my back in two places, broke my neck, lacerated my liver, and woke up out of a coma 5 days later and didn't know how I got there. And I knew right then I'd never drink again, and I haven't.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, more power to you, man. That's great. That's not great that you went through a windshield, but be glad it wasn't a permanent no drink beer. I mean, no drinking anything.
Well, something like that, if it doesn't change your ways or your mind or make you think a little, there's something wrong with you. And I know a lot of people that have done it and, keep on doing it. And I get it. Addiction's a hell of a thing too. But at the same time, you got to make that decision. You're either going to end up dead or in prison. And I knew which one I wanted to choose.
Yeah, well, the difficulty, I think, from my outside looking in observations, and I had my own, I'll say, struggles with alcohol as when I was young, is that some people have a really hard time not becoming an, it's easy to become an alcoholic and a really hard time giving it up. Some people just have I don't know whether it's a physiological condition, an emotional condition. I don't really know what it is, but some people really struggle.
Oh, and I did early on. Heck, I got a DUI in '99. That didn't stop me. I had evade, resisting, possession. I was out of my mind. Been swimming all night. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but after you'd have thought that would have woke me up, but it didn't. It took a few more years down the road. I finally figured it out eventually, but it was not something for me, man. I just couldn't control it, and I was always out of control and blacked out a lot, and it's just typical alcoholic deal.
Well, to wrap up that conversation, men are dumb.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, I should have a trophy here for the dumbest guy in the universe report. I tell you.
It's something to laugh about, but it's the serious stuff, man. It's when you realize how many people have been killed in DUIs and seriously injured and permanently injured. It's awful. But anyway, let's move on to nicer things. Anything else for that, Joel?
No, sorry about that. I wasn't trying to bring anybody down, but no, man, keep it up, Paul. And I might be on the 6 here. I don't know if I'll make it or not. KO4 OTB, back in net control.
Yeah, very good. That's Joel in West Ashland City, west of Joelton, kind of near the preserve, not the preserve orange preserve or the apple preserve, but the game preserve. Who else is west?
Whiskey Alpha 4 Victor Golf Zulu.
Hey, Jim, what's up with you? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, good evening, Paul, and everyone on the net. Yeah, just have not been radioactive lately. Hi. But just wanted to check in tonight and say hello again. And I had a heck of a time on the DMR net. Apparently, Michael has moved to Mount Juliet, and man, I could just barely hear him on the DMR net. I'm sorry, the Fusion net. I missed the DMR net. And I'm not sure if I got problems on my end, but you are way down also. You're only about half strength on the indicator and a lot of noise in the background. So, again, I don't know if things have changed on my end or if you might have changed something on your end. But good to hear you. K4PW, WA4V, GZ.
You mean 2 meters? Well, I'm lower.
Yeah, this right here on this net, you're just not as strong as you used to be.
Well, I've got my new antenna coming here, hopefully in the next few days or a week. It's only been on order for 2 months, but I had to replace the X700 with a new X700. So yeah, I am using a lesser dB, lesser gain antenna, a little lower than it was before. So yeah, you're right. It is a little lower. I think there might be some conditions too, but I don't know. Anyway, good to have you in there, Jim.
Yeah, Roger. That makes all the difference now. At least I know you're having a little bit different antenna, so that explains what's going on. We'll keep it here. Good to hear you. Thanks for calling the net. And back to you. WA4VGZ, standing by.
Very good. That's Jim over in, excuse me, Donaldson, Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor, Golf Zulu. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
Hey, Jack, what's up?
Oh, not a lot. I've been reading most of the day.
Oh, good. That's, is it the real big print stuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel that way, but as I'm growing older, I need the larger print and more light.
Well, I need big print or my specs, one or the other.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so everything's well?
Oh, yeah, everything's going great. Thanks for doing the net. Appreciate it.
All right. Very good. Nothing else for the net?
No, that's all.
Very good. That's Jack. He's in Donaldson. Kilo Go 4, India Lima Victor. He's in Donaldson. Who else is west?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie, Victor Echo, Greg,
Yeah. How you copying me tonight there, Greg?
you're good. You're a little, if you're still on the comment, you're a little better user, but still nothing like the 700.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I've been lying the whole time, and I've just been forcing you guys to increase your antennas.
Well, I've held steadfast here.
Oh, you held the line. Huh?
I got the 510 as far up in the tree branches as I think I can get it without adding guy wires and all that.
Hey, I wanted to mention, I'm glad you mentioned the 510. I was looking on the Alibaba site. Did you hear about that?
Rings a bell.
You know, the Alibaba is like a Chinese-based Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just goofing around looking at radios and radio antennas just to see what, they had in stock. They do not carry an X700, but the X510 they do. And it actually listed as a Diamond X510. And it is $78.
I wonder if you really get it and how long it would take.
At $78, I'm not sure I'd care. That is one fine antenna.
Yeah, they do, because they're going for $250 or something like that now. What do you have to order? 10 of them and shipping?
No, oddly, it was you could order by one. It wasn't like a multitude. It's one, and I'm sure there's some shipping, but again, shipping from China. The other thing that just is an additive to that, I said, is it possible that those are, it's a knockoff, but it says it's a diamond, and it says it perfectly that it's a diamond, and they guarantee their stuff. And so I looked around the manufacturers that they're selling. They're actually selling ICOM equipment. I think some discontinued models, but I actually went to the one manufacturer in China. I forget what it was about, but they actually says we're certified in ICOM repairs and manufacturing, and Kenwood and Yaesu. That was in China.
Very cool. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully it's legit.
Well, I'm guessing it is, and quite honestly, it intrigued me because they probably have an ability to sell the 510s and also a couple others. I forget which ones they were. One of them I think was the 30. The X30, whatever that model is for the 30 and the 50 maybe. I don't remember. And but I'm thinking that they probably excluded them from selling the X700 since that's a premium item.
Man, you could get like 4 of those 510s, phase them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and you'd probably do better than the X700.
Oh, it's probably crazy.
No, don't give me any ideas, man.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Oh, I think it would be too cool if you had 4 of them, in a square, and you could phase them. And I can't imagine what the signal would be like, really, especially if you had like 200 watts.
Yeah, phase them and stack 4 on top of them.
Yeah, we're already going crazy with that idea, I see.
But I bet if you could do some good simplex.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, that's partly the key. I've been through that mental gymnastics of, I thought to myself, hey, man, I got this X700. It's awesome. If I had 2 and I phased them, and then I went to the next leap, I said, if I had 4 of them, I could phase them. And then I go, what am I thinking? What am I trying to talk to exactly? Am I trying to talk to, lower Alabama and lower Georgia? What are we doing?
Just prep it, just in case.
No, I understand. It's just, it's the same reason that we do simplex. We don't have to talk on stuff. We could use repeaters all day long if all we want to do is talk to people across Middle Tennessee, but it's more fun doing it this way. So yeah, it's and we spend money doing it this way Because I don't have to have an X700 to talk on most of the repeaters in Middle Tennessee.
No, absolutely not. We do it because it's there.
That's right. We're spending money to do a better job of communicating, which is neat. Anyway, that was great. Get anything else for the net, Greg?
Just see y'all on the next one.
Very good. That was Greg, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is south or west? West, just west.
Okay, C4TNQ.
Hey, Charles. Everything good?
Everything's just fine. Just sitting here listening to everybody talk.
Can you hear everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing everybody. You know, it's just a little bit scratchy, but hearing everybody okay. Everybody's at least half scale on my radio.
Yeah, you're sounding pretty good tonight, too.
Yeah, everything's doing well. So you didn't hear me at all on DMR?
No, I was wondering where you were.
Well, I was trying, but I think my radio got misprogrammed again.
Well, join the club. We struggled with, were you in that initial group when we started? And I went to the Zoom and I said, I'm going to be discussing. I said, no, we're going to try to decipher what we can do with DMR. Were you in that initial group?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I had to laugh about it too. It's funny. I was trying. It should have been transmitting on the right frequency, but I was listening on 440.
Well, what I did was I announced the 200 people in the group, or so there was about 200 in there, in our mailing list. And I said, okay, listen, I'm going to do a Zoom call, and I gave them the information about the Zoom call. And I expected, 5 or 6 people. 17 people got on that Zoom call to try to figure out what the heck we're going to do with DMR.
No, I don't remember anything about the Zoom. I think I was after that.
Yeah, I think it was. It just cracked me up that there was 17 people interested in DMR.
Well, it's fun trying all different modes. It's I don't think I'm gonna buy any more radios though. I think I'm done buying radios for now.
Yeah, I'm about radioed out myself. But anyway, anything else for the net, Charles? Good to have you in there.
No, thanks for doing the net, and hope everyone has a good evening. 7 days, KC4TNQ.
Very good. That was Charles in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Who else is west?
N8NUT.
Hey, you were hearing everybody good tonight, Carl, over on DMR?
Yes, sir. I can hear good.
Awesome. How high is your antenna's up pretty high, isn't it?
About 30 foot.
Oh, that's not too shabby at all.
Yeah, it does okay. I wouldn't be able to figure out Zoom, but I guess I got DMR figured out.
Oh, no, that would just surprise me. I didn't expect more than a handful of people to show up for try to just haggle out how to figure out to do the DMR. And 17 people. I don't even think I knew some of them.
All right. Well, good deal, buddy. Thanks for doing the net. I'll let you get on with it. N8NUT.
Very good. That's Carl. He's in Franklin. November 8, November Uniform Tango. Who else is west? How about south? Hey, Lonely Tony, what's up? Well, you hear everybody on 2 meters, so it's not just me.
Well, I hear everybody I probably should be hearing. I mean, there's always that long distance out in Ashland City that I don't get.
Oh, yeah, that would be tough for you. You're right. Especially Ashland City, because that's like a direct shot through the wall.
Absolutely. I still think, we get together, everybody chipped in a couple of bucks, we ran a bulldozer, and we just level Smyrna and Laverne.
Or, remember we talked about an airstrike, but we may just we must know somebody in the military.
Or at least just punch some holes in the wall.
Make a screen door?
Yeah, there you go. KF4.
Very good. That's Tony, KF4, KFQ, and he is in Smyrna. Who else is south? Hey, Larry. Appreciate you doing the net tonight. Was there 7? I lost count.
Yeah, that's correct.
Very good. Yeah, it was a good net.
Yeah, we done okay. We'll let you get on with it, Paul. KC4 Swabby.
Very good. That's Larry and Rockville Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south?
KE4TYJ.
Mr. Traveling Man. What's up there, Jimmy?
Not much. We're here at the house for sure the antenna and the station's still intact.
Yeah. How'd your trip go?
Oh, the trip there and back was fine. While we were there, it rained every day and every night. So soaked in Roanoke.
Wow. Every day and every night. I'm sure you still had a good time.
Oh yeah, we managed to eke out a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, I was up, whatever that was, the week before, what do you call it? July 4th. I was up in Long Island, of all places. And it was an experience, let me tell you, because I reminded again why I don't want to live in the New York metro area.
I'm sure the list is not that long, but very, very valid good reasons.
No, it's just such a mass of humanity, and the roadways are busy, and people. When you say a New York minute, they mean a New York minute. It's not that people are rude; it's very competitive because of the number of people up there with everything. With parking, with driving, with you name it.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, good to hear people on the net today, and I'll let you get back at it. And yeah, if I'm not here next week, I might be going camping with the granddaughter. I got her for 2 weeks, so she's 9 this year. Will be 10 coming up. So we may go camping for a night or so.
Oh, that's awesome! So you're going to miss the Lebanon Ham Fest?
Quite possibly.
Well, the granddaughter is going to be a better deal than the Ham Fest.
Yeah, well, we're going to pack the trailer and load the bike, and we'll maybe go to Edgar Evans and rent a site and cook out and and do whatever we do camping.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure she enjoys the time with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, we have a busha. So it's all good. She enjoys it.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net, Jim?
Oh, no, not at all. But good. Sorry to take up so much time, but good to hear Larry also on the whatever digital net I got. But D-Star, good to hear that too. All right, take it away. Thank you, Paul. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, a friend of mine down in Florida, he used to call it Duh Star. He didn't like it. Anyway, that was Jim. He's in, where is he? I haven't talked to him in so long. He is in, oh man, I don't know why all this escapes me. Where are you, Jim?
North of Woodbury.
Yeah, I guess Woodbury, but yeah, it's Woodbury. That's what it is. Woodbury. I don't know why I had that messed up. Woodbury. Kilo Echo 4 Tango, Tango, Yankee Juliet in Woodbury. Well, north of Woodbury. Who else is south?
Berries in the woods. There you go.
Ah, very good. How you doing, Earl?
I just thought I'd throw a comment in there just to, sometimes y'all make me giggle and I can't hold myself back from hitting this push talk button, even if it's on a different microphone than what I thought I was on.
Oh, I know. I hope we're entertaining to some. I'm sure we're not entertaining to everybody. Yeah, no, it's having to, as I get older, my memory's not as quick as it used to be, and so it becomes a little frustrating.
Yeah, I thought about making a list of comments I heard that made me overthink stuff like I become rubber with. But I'll let you go at it. I didn't mean to be out of turn, but I guess I did because I did it. KE4 did easy.
Oh, that's all right. We don't hold anybody's feet to the fire on being out of turn. It was Earl. He's checking in formally. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and he is in Noreen, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon Park, here in Wilson County. Who else is south? And over to the east.
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, good evening, Richard. You all guys are all prepped up for the Ham Fest, I take it.
We're working at it and just hope how successful it is, and we're looking forward to getting it done and seeing how it all shakes out.
It's always fun.
Oh yeah, I mean I enjoy it. The camaraderie and meeting people I haven't seen before and making appearances with people I have seen before and shaking their hands and all that good stuff. It's just a lot of fun. So I just hope that everybody has a great time and it's successful and all is right with the world at the end of the day.
Yeah, It's funny, Hamfest, no matter who does them, they're a huge public service because they're certainly not. It's not like you make a ton of money.
No, there's not a ton of money you would need, but it's a good time for everybody, and that's what it's all about. I look at it as a great big ham radio flea market, but even at that point, you can still run across folks you've known on radio but never met before, and those that you have met before, you get to see again, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. So you might actually find something that you want to buy that you hadn't got.
Oh yeah, I always usually find something I can put in the corner and never use again.
Absolutely. I don't know. Somehow or another, you just wind up with the itch to sell. To spend some money.
Oh, I can't tell you the number of things over the years I've watched. Oh man, I got to have that. And I get it. And I go, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah, I'm mad about that with the gadgets. You show me a radio gadget, and I'm likely to buy it whether I ever use it or not. I'll have it.
I can get you 2 more THF 6As you can have.
I'm trying to ban myself from buying another HD.
Why don't you bring them all to the Hamfest on Saturday? You can make a fortune.
Yeah, but there's so much stuff that goes along with them that I can't put my hands on at the moment, and I don't want to sell anything. I can't have the complete package. I can't even buy the charger for some of the cosmetic radios. When we get moved, it's going to be like Christmas in a whole truckload of ways.
Oh, very good. Well, anyway, anything else for the net there, Richard?
No, sir, I'm done. You take care. Treat everybody, and we'll holler at you when we can. And I hope to see everybody on the radio at the Hamfest next Saturday morning, 8 a.m. The gates and doors will open, and we'll be having a large time, I hope. Yeah, care 73 K4S. I'll be back to net.
Very good. That's Richard and Stephanie. We're just west of downtown Lebanon. Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo and Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Who else is east?
KM4YRF.
Hey, cool. You say you needed help getting that 7 the X700?
No, I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I got Thomas here with me, and he's free tomorrow.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad everything went well with Emily too.
Yeah, she had a little she had a nerve block, and she was fine up until about 11 o'clock this morning, and the nerve block wore off, and the pain began. But she's pretty good right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been down that road before. Yeah, there is no life without pain.
Oh yeah, we had 6 on C4FM, so we almost caught up with D-Star.
Oh, awesome! Because we had 6 on the DMR and 7 on the D-Star and 6 on C4FM. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a fun radio night.
Yeah, it sounds funny to say 6 and 7 is big numbers, but for this group, I mean, for those 3 modes, it's a stretch. But anyway, we're doing fine. I mean, I would just say that if we can keep doing it another couple of years, it'll be double then.
I think you're right. I'm looking at D-Star right now. Got the itch.
Well, you better scratch that bank account.
Boy, I know that.
Hey, maybe there's some D-Star radios for sale. They're like a 50 watt or at the Hamfest.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, very good. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Michael?
No, that's all, Paul. Thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for being there every week. And we appreciate it greatly, and I'll look forward to hearing you on the next net. KM4YRF, back to net control.
Very good. That's Michael here in Mount Juliet, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee, Romeo Foxtrot, and appreciate the kind words on my do. What I do. I love that word. Who else is east?
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael in Lebanon.
All right. How you doing, Michael?
Doing all right. Had a little storm blow through here a while ago. Took my power out for about 5 minutes. I was beginning to get worried that I wasn't going to be on tonight.
Oh, wow. Did it take out the power for all, what, big section?
Normally I don't lose power, but every once in a while I hit something like this. I may lose it for a half a minute or so, something like this. But this time the power went out, and it was good off for a good 5-10 minutes. And I thought, well, this ain't good.
No, but they're pretty good around here on getting power back up fairly quickly during the storm.
They are, and I do appreciate that they're like that too, because I'm right now. My wife is down in Georgia, and she left me without any adult supervision. I just got Sally the Wonder Dog to keep me company.
You know, I tell people, and I, you know, when I was married before, I was married for 27 years, and everything was fine. But I actually enjoyed if my wife was gone for a day or two, or I was gone for a day or two on business, because the alone time is important too.
Yes, I mean, like I said, the dog, she don't say very much, and what she does say, I don't understand. So I have to just get along with her.
Well, the best part of it is dogs don't argue with you.
Hey, dogs are some of the best people I know.
Oh, I know. They're awesome. I got 5 of them. I guess I do think they're awesome.
I try to do one at a time. I had 2 before, and they both passed on me too early. But we got this one, and she's ugly as sin, but she's as cute as thickness to me.
Nah, there's no ugly dog.
Oh, no, I've seen some ugly dogs. That's like saying there's no ugly children. There is some ugly children, but you got to love them anyway.
That's why, you know, it's funny when if in your own family, and I noticed this over the years. I used to work at a women's hospital where they delivered something like upwards of 300 to 500 babies a month, and I had to work in the nursery on medical equipment. So I saw a lot of babies, and there were some ugly babies, but if you can't tell if a family looks at a baby and goes, "Man, what a beautiful baby," and you think, "I don't know about that," you know, but it's. Again, they're seeing something you're not. They're seeing what they see in their own eyes and their own, you know, their own family, you know, what the kid may look like. And so it doesn't really matter. I mean, honestly, almost, I've seen newborn children, and some of them are pretty damn ugly.
Oh yeah, I got a friend of mine that he had 2 kids. It took him about 3 years to grow into the head.
Hey, I saw one just as a point of interest there. I had one on the national news where a girl, relatively normal sized woman, I think she was in here in Middle Tennessee. She gave birth to a 14.5-pound baby.
Man, that's what I was saying about like my dog. My dog always looks like she's mad because she has really bad teeth, but she's just as friendly as she can be. She just looks mean. We call her a taco terrier because she's Chihuahua terrier mix.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Yeah, Chihuahuas. I got a Chihuahua as well in there, and the rest of them are all terriers, different of those vast variations in terriers. You know?
Yeah, she's about 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and as long as she's on one side of the door and the trouble's on the other.
Oh yeah, no, this dogs again. You have me talking about dogs all night because they're great. I mean, like you said, the greatest people on earth. Other than I feel like I live in a kennel.
Well, like I say, dogs are my favorite people. I can get along with them a lot better than I can regular 2-legged kind myself.
Oh, I know. Hey, you know, when I was in the Navy, since you were a retired Navy, when I was first in Newport, one of the destroyers that was it's Pierside, you know, when we were Pierside. One of the destroyers had a pet dog that was their mascot on the ship.
I've heard of that in other commands, but I was never in a command that had a pet like that. I wish they had. I could have got a lot better with it. But I never was in a command that had a pet. We just had mascots, and some guys that looked like the mascots.
I just wondered how the dog got up and down the ladders.
Probably better than some of the people did, because I've seen some people take the plate plants coming down them ladders.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. Anyway, anything else for that, Michael?
No, not at all. Appreciate you being out there tonight, Paul. And you take care. 73C, I might see hit you up on the, if I can make it to the Ham Quest next Saturday, I'm going to try to. And I might hit you up if I see you there.
Oh, yeah, I'll be wearing the K4PEW hat, so you'll be able to see me. Anyway, that was Michael in Lebanon, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India, Papa. Who else is east?
I'm sorry, Kitty.
Oh, Stan, everything good?
Oh, doing well, Paul. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good for getting older.
Yeah, it happens.
I know it. And you can't even stop it. Can't even pause it.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, though.
How's the job thing going for you?
Oh, I found being a full-time FedEx employee.
Oh, awesome. Is that working out good for you?
Yeah, for orientation this past Monday, so I think I'm going to watch it okay.
Well, I understand they're a pretty good outfit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, let me know how that works out. I'm anxious to hear.
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to the contest next Saturday.
All righty, then I'll see you there. Anything else for the net?
No, that's all, Paul. Back to that KM4HQ.
Very good. That's Stan in Lebanon. He's that's KM Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east?
KG4CXE, Chris in Royal Hill.
Hey, Chris. Everything good with you?
Yeah, doing pretty good, Paul. How about you?
Oh, I'd say things could be better, but it always involves money.
Well, hey, you got your help, so good. Yeah, we just got back from walking. I tried to check in while I was out there portable, but 5 watts only goes so far when you're walking.
Were you over there at the same park we met last time?
Oh no, this is just in my neighborhood. Yeah, we were just walking. We do a little bit of a mile loop around here and then come back. So we made it back. So I just figured I'd turn on the big radio and get a check in.
Cool. Everything going well otherwise?
Oh yeah, man, just doing the same old stuff, just working and making it through the paces. It's good though.
I guess it's good. I mean, life is what you make it in.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get the work stuff squared away, and now that it's starting to be, kind of stable and stuff, so I can kind of just relax on the weekends and get that work-life separation and enjoy it.
That's terrible. Work is fading into my past so quickly. It's been 13 years since I worked.
Yeah, right now it's hard to not think about work for me, so it's sometimes that's the polar opposite, right?
Well, I know that when I worked and in the kind of job I had, work really never left my brain. When I was off, when I got off at 5, it wasn't a 9 to 5 job. It was involved all kinds of silly projects, not silly, projects, technical projects. And so I could be having a good time at the house, doing something at the house, or we could even be at a picnic. But the problem jobs never left my head. In fact, I solved stuff on the weekends quicker than I could during the workday.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's not healthy in my opinion. So I've been looking for a place that I can find a little more balance, and I'm finding that here. So I think that's a healthy thing.
Oh no, but I enjoyed it though. If I didn't enjoy it, it would have been really unhealthy. You're right. I mean, but I enjoyed solving problems on what I did for a living, and that was kind of my job. And if I was good at it, I made money, so it was kind of important to me.
Yeah, I like to think about it when I have to, but I like to take that job and put it aside and kind of turn that off and kind of focus less on the details, because that's what my job takes a lot of minor details and a lot of focus like that. So try to let that go in normal life if you can.
Yeah, well, when you hear your better half saying, "You're not even listening to me, are you?" Then you're going down the wrong road.
Well, she taught me. I tell her I'm trying to be here and be present, but it's right after I've stopped working, for example, I'll continue in my brain to work for a while after that. So it can be a little habitual.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you're doing the wrong thing when you're not, when you're supposed to be taking time with your better half and you're not.
Yeah, that's true.
Very good. Anything else for the net, Chris?
No, that's all I've got. 73 ball.
Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-ray Echo. That's Chris. He's in Rural Hill, south of me, about 5 or 6 miles. Who else is any place anywhere?
DRE.
Oh, you're gonna recheck there, Earl?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, but I didn't want to take away from anyone if I may have been a little bit quick to you.
Nah, no such thing on this net.
Okay, I just checking. I got my squelch turned down a little bit. I've been doing some scientifically self-proclaimed ideal thinking, and I thought maybe you might be able to help me find the answer to one.
Was that one you put up on the group?
Well, kind of, sort of, but this one was a little bit more involving to the project you got coming up.
Which project is that? You mean with the antenna?
Yes, sir. I was wondering, I've been thinking, but I was wondering, because I don't know how to do the things that you do, and it could be a possibility vice versa. But anyway, through
well, anybody can look it up, I guess, on the website of your antenna propagation map.
An antenna propagation map. You mean for my location or your location?
Well, from your location, seeing how you already got the reference of that propagation already as on the website.
Well, did you try to do it with that little website that does that propagation map for you for your antenna and elevation?
Well, see, that's where you come in. You already know how to do that, and I don't. I thought maybe what I was thinking, okay, was you did that propagation with your previous antenna that you're using now, and I was wondering if you could cross-reference the two with what your antenna system used to be to what it is to what it's going, in between that to, I mean, is it going to be that much of a difference in terms of the change of the atmospheric conditions between, 2 years ago versus now, or has any of that changed on that map, or is there a possibility way of knowing?
Well, I would say that there's no perfect way to know. I mean, that is even that map that uses your elevation and your exact GPS, your exact global location, and to say that here's where that signal will go, and that's presuming that all conditions being equal. In other words, there's no propagation problems. There's no humidity problems. There's no ducting problems. There's no nothing, because there's lots of times that, in fact, I had one happen. You heard it 2 nights ago, the other night, when I could hear Darcy up in Cottontown perfectly, like 10 over, 20 over, and then an hour later I could barely hear him. And it's like he's got the same antenna that he had an hour ago, and I have the same antenna, but we couldn't hear each other very well. So it's just, and he has an X700, so really it messes with your mind, that idea that, oh yeah, I can go up to, I can talk to, up in Kentucky. Well, you can't always talk to Kentucky.
Okay, so speculating here in my way of thinking, the satellites don't orbit the Earth or orbit. They orbit their own direction, and they can only see from the top down. But if there was something of that effect on the surface of the Earth, then it would be seen from a downward up, contrary to what the satellites see, kind of going against the grain. Would that be correct?
Well, you got to remember that thing that I put that thing on the 146.415.net site that has that propagation map for my house. That does take into account all of the terrain in all directions. So it's kind of an interesting map, because it's showing that it's not going to some areas very good, and other areas it does great. You with me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so that's really what the deal is. It wouldn't matter what the satellites see. I mean, the satellite's only giving me my position, but it can't possibly know what the propagation is like from me to you, or me to Jolton, or me to going west. It just doesn't know, because all we know is that the terrain map. That's what's so fascinating. I don't know how people dealt with that before, other than just experience, because the terrain map around here is pretty weird. Especially especially as you go east. But I'm getting is we have all kinds of issues with terrain here. For instance, down there in here's Smyrna, he can't even talk to the northwest with the next 700, and there's a huge barrier between him and going west towards Nashville, or northwest, I should say.
Okay. I guess the next question would be, when you put that information in there, using what information you had at the time when you thought about, calculating what you have over there now, okay, and kind of like before or after, just for curiosity's sake, so to speak. If I knew how to do that, I would do that myself. But I was just thinking maybe too much sometimes. And then when you change out whatever you're going to change out when your next 700 comes back in there, seeing if there's a difference in that calculation of difference from antenna, if that makes any sense of what I'm trying to get at. KE4 DEZ for ID.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any difference, quite honestly, because I'm going to have the same antenna at give or take a foot or so on the elevation of the antenna. So I don't think it's going to be anything noticeable, you know, any appreciable difference in the footprint. But let me move on there. We can talk about that some other time, but I think you've got my number. I think you do, or I've got your number. We'll get together. Let me wrap this up, I think. Is there anybody else out there who needs to check in?
WB0 NO.
I knew you were hanging around. I could just feel it.
I don't think you called north. I think you started west, and that's why people go to the north out.
Well, I did, but I said anywhere. I included, since I was at North, and that was the end of the line for tonight. How you doing, Mark? I hope there's several out there, but how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I looked at that Alibaba site, and they have some incredible deals. Here's an IC718 HF radio. I think you probably know what that is. For $5.
What is it? An advertising? Just an advertisement, a piece of paper?
You know, we know that it's not right, but if you buy 1 to 4 sets, they're $5. If you buy 5 or more, they drop down to $4 a piece.
I looked up this. I think that's the one I looked up on the ICOM site because I was unfamiliar with the model. I wasn't, and I think it's a discontinued model number, is it not?
Yeah, it's a 7.8. Well, it's a 718. It's been their HF starter radio for years and years. It's a good old radio. I got one in the cabinet.
Well, let's go. If you order a dozen, give me 2, would you?
Maybe I ought to order 100 of them.
Well, I think you'd have to show your what do you call it? It's not Social Security number. What do they call that for a business? You have to show that number to them.
That's why you got the importer license. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. They got a lot of stuff on there. I don't know how much of it's real, and maybe they're just trying to steal $5 on it. But it might be worth it to find out.
I thought it'd be worth it to find out that an X510 for $78.
Yeah, that too. I saw that. That's what spurred me on to go look at the site, and then this 718 popped up. And I thought, wow, I'm going to take one of those to the Hamfest, maybe sell it, but maybe not now. I mean, I'm not going to get anything for it.
No, it's really funny. That again, it's one of those deals. It's the same thing. If it sounds too good to be true, generally it is.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Anyway, everybody sounded pretty good except the West. I don't hear much West anymore. I can't get over the little hill between me and West. But anyway, have a good evening. I'll be listening. WB0 NO.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Mark. That's Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Who else is in North or anywhere? Hey, Wes. Yeah, you're a little fuzzier than you were earlier today.
Man, I don't know power. That should help. T4T.
Oh, much better. You know, I think that's the first time I had it on 6 meters FM on the 897 when we talked earlier on the 6 meters FM.
Yeah, I talked to Mark and I talked to Bill, AK4W over here, trying to get some more activity on 6 meter FM, but I'm not holding my breath.
Well, again, I when I first got into ham radio 16 or so years ago, I guess it was, and they had those, those 4-band radios, the 2 meter 70s, 6 and 10, all in FM. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Then I realized, and they did have, we did do nets on all of those modes and frequencies. Part of an emergency service club as part of a big hospital chain. But other than that, there's not much activity.
Now, 6 meters is a wasteland. And as I said before, it's horrible for noise.
But having said all that, it's there, so might as well use it. But all goods here. It's wet and soaked, but no damage. I know one of the other stations mentioned the power went out for a little while. It got rough here earlier, but it just got soaked. So all is good. KE4TWI.
Yep, we all need the rain. That was Wes, Kilo Echo 4 TWI in Cotton Town. No, not Cotton Town, north of Possum Town. That's what it is. Who else is any place, anywhere, or north?
C4WU.
Hey, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Bill. Just getting older, as I said.
Yeah, we all are. Unfortunately, that's normal.
Well, it's really funny how when you look back, and you remember what you thought when you were young. You thought people that were my age were ancient.
Yeah, but it really creeps up on us quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm reminded of what my dad said one time. We were talking about that, and he says, never try to make, it's like people go, oh, I can't wait till Friday so I don't have to work. I got the weekend or a 3-day week. He goes, never rush the days along. Never. He goes, they go along quick enough all by themselves.
That's exactly right. They really do. Fly right on by.
Well, when I was in the military, that was one of the things you would do. You were every day generally. When you first went in, it was just, hey, I got 4 years to kill here. And then as the years wore on, you would work your way down. You go, oh man, I got 470 days left, and you'd be counting down, and you'd be counting down. And in the last year, it's 365, and then and you made it. It was like a big enterprise. Everybody went through it. I can't wait the last day. And then I go, well, you know what? I got out 51 years ago. Isn't that amazing how time flew by?
Oh, I know it. Back in some of the, like my managers and directors and stuff from way back in the 90s, that I had more and more of losing them, and a good friend over in East Tennessee, fishing with a partner of mine, passed away here recently. But he was, he was Vietnam veteran age, so he's a little age on him, but it's just really crazy how time flies.
Oh yeah, no, it really does fly. It's sometimes it doesn't seem to be going very fast, as you know. I mean, it's just, especially when you're working on a tedious project and never seems to end, or just that kind of stuff. But you really, I know it's a really, really hackneyed phrase. It just came to mind though, but you really do have to stop, and I hate the term smell the roses, but you have to just appreciate the time and the place you are, and appreciate your wife and your family and your friends, because otherwise it all breezes by. I said, what the hell did I do with myself?
Yeah, we find ourselves taking trips back to Illinois and family and a lot more often than what we used to do. And just because of that, I'm a father at 97. You just never know.
Well, you brought to mind something that you start to not care. Not care. You don't care about what if you're embarrassing yourself when you get older. My wife and I were up in Long Island helping out a lifelong friend of hers clear out her mother's home because she was selling it, and she had set out 2 lounge chairs, those chairs with the legs, whatever you call it, the one with the foot and breast, and set them out on the street, hoping somebody would pick them up. Well, we were working like dogs, and so I was tired. It was in the middle of the day, but it was a really nice day. It was still cool up there. It's probably about 72 degrees. And I went and sat out just to rest for a while. I went out and sat on the chair. Here I am sitting on the chair out on the side of the street, and I fell asleep on the side of the street in this chair. I was hoping the Google truck didn't go by. Oh no, it was great because it was really, it was just nice to sit out there and just relax and not a care in the world,
Sitting in the sun, relaxing. I never used to high strung. I mean, I'll sit there for about an hour. That's about it. I have to get up and start moving around.
Oh yeah, well, like I say, things change as you get older. I know I just don't have the strength or the stamina that I had when I was young.
I mean, darn, damn you don't. You know, you get out there, you start running. I start running again, then my knees are going to go hot. So, you know, what do you do?
Now, the best I can do now is, I say the best. I do exercise usually about 6 days a week, and that's rowing machine or treadmill or some light weights. And so that's the whole net of it. Because you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, I keep telling Wes every time I see him a couple times a year, I keep saying, he asks about me running, and I said, yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that. Well, I think he'd probably give up on.
Well, I don't know. Running can be hard for, it's hard on the joints for a lot of people. So I'm glad. I used to do that years ago when I was in my 20s, but not anymore. Anyway, anything else on that, Bill? Good to have you in there. And we'll be reminding everybody in the group about the AM Quest.
No, that's it, Paul. Good to hear from you. Hey, one real quick thing. How's the microphone sounding?
Sounds great.
Work on today. So appreciate it, and we'll see you out there. Hopefully, I'll be working in the WEMA trailer. So hope to see you out there.
Very good. That was Bill. He's over in he's in Possum Town for sure, but he's not running. He's not running anymore. Hopefully, he doesn't. Got to do something that's not so hard on the old knees and hips. In fact, that's what I'm not looking forward to in my future is hip and knee replacements. Anyway, and again, it was KK4, Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform in Possum Town. Who else is any place anywhere? Wait a minute, hold on, Earl. Who was the other station?
Oh, it's coming through. Audio is pretty low.
Well, I noticed it wasn't a robust audio too. That's how I forgot to tell him that. I mean, it had a decent signal on him for where he is, but it wasn't a robust audio. It was a more of a communications audio rather than a good one.
Thanks for that feedback. I've got a lot more headroom there so I can turn it up. I was more worried about too much gain, so I'll do some tweaking on it. Thanks, guys.
No, it's nice and crisp. It's just not like I said, it's not a robust, wide band thing. Oh no, I understand. Anybody else, any place, anywhere, please come in. All right, we're going to kill it at 21, and it's pretty good for. I mean, we're averaging in that area these days. But 21 check-ins here, and we're going to move right over to where were we going? Going over to 144-240. I had to think about that for a second. 144-240. And by the way, don't forget HamQuest next Saturday. HamQuest next Saturday. I'll be sending out a couple of reminders. So hope to see everybody there. And again, 144-240, upper side band will be there in a minute. K4P. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey for the Montreal Simplex Radio Net here on 144-240. Looking for check-ins from the west. I got you in there, Greg. That's Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor.
Very good. Got Jack in there. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor in Donaldson. Who else is west? Anybody else west? KC4, it's Kilo Charlie 4, Tango, November, Quebec. That's Charles in West Nashville. Great signal. Who else is west? Okay, down to the south. Please come in. Down to the south. Please come down. Over to the east.
KM4, wow.
Okay, very good. Got you in there, Michael. Okay, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
KG4, CXE.
All right, very good. There was 2 in there, but I got the Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo Chris in Rural Hill. Who else was on there?
Kilo Echo 4, Delta Echo.
Very good. You got Earl, good solid signal. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Who else is east?
KM4, Kitty.
All right, good signal there, Stan. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. And he's in Lebanon. Who else is east? Nobody else east or north?
WD0NOL.
Okay, very good. Copying it. You still have trouble on sideband with those same stations to the west?
Yep, I do. Same problem.
Okay, I just figured sideband might make it better for you.
No, it does sound a little better, but I can't hear them.
Very good. I'm a little bit off frequency, I can tell, because everybody sounds funny to me.
Yeah, not much.
Okay. No big deal here on sideband, because it's not perfect anyway. Anyway, that was Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar Mark in Northwest Wilson. Who else is north? Nobody else north? All right, very good. We had, I think, 9 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in there. We're moving right over to 50.135, 50.135. We'll see you there. K4 PW.
Hey, wait a minute. KM4, KFQ.
Where you been, man? KF4 KFQ. Good. Gotcha. You make 10 there.
That's what I do.
All right. Well, you're doing a good job holding down 10. Is there anybody else out there who's $1 late and a day short? Nope, that was it. I think Tony wrapped it up with number 10. Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec in Smyrna. Moving over to 144. I'm moving over to 50.135. 50.135. Very good. We'll see you then. All right, we're here on 50.135. It's K4 PEW, Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. I didn't ask you the frequency in use. All righty, looking for check-ins from the west. Please come down. All right, hold on. There was a triple in there, I think, but we had Joel, Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor with a good signal. Who was the other station? The other station west. All right, very good. Had 2 in there, but I got them both in there. We got Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, and Charles with a good signal, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November Quebec. Was there another station in there from west? Very good. I got you in there, Jack. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson. Who else is west? All right, south. East. Hey, how come? Where's your brother been there, Michael? Well, they won't miss him if he steps out. No, that's all right. Family comes first. You know the rule. Anyway, it's Michael, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
KG4 CXE.
All right, sound good there, Chris. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. Still using that same funky antenna?
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Sometimes it'll tune on 10, sometimes it won't, but it's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Been there, done that. That was Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo, and that's Chris in Rural Hill. Who else is east? east or north?
WB0
Very good. Got you in there, Mark. That's Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, Oscar. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere, including north? Last chance. All right, we had 8 people on 6 meters. We had 10 people on 2 meter upper sideband and 21 people on 2 meters. So we're doing pretty good, I think. Not to mention the relatively large numbers on DMR, D-Star, and Fusion. So appreciate all the good nets tonight, and appreciate those who did net control besides myself. That'd be Larry down there in Rockville, and then Michael on DMR. I mean on the Fusion. So have a good night. We'll catch you over on 144. I'm sorry, 223-415. I'll get my numbers straight. Have a good night, guys. K4PW. Closing out the net. K4PEW.